Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Your boy IronAngel here. And there was something I wanted to talk to y'all about, and it was funny. Maximilian also made a video. I think it's, how long was it? Oh, a few days ago. Talking about this subject. I've watched the video already, so it's not a pure reaction. It's more of me talking about the subject, and he's talking about it as well, and sharing my thoughts on his point of view about it, and just bring it together. So it's not just a pure reaction. I've never seen the video trailer. Video. Anyway, I asked a friend who's really good at fighting games, but he mostly plays Street Fighter. He plays Street Fighter competitively. He doesn't go to tournaments and nothing like that, but he moves up. Like, he's master, and what's the new one that just happened? Legend rank, working up to that and all that stuff. And I was asking him, does he get burned out? And the reason I asked him was because the hours he puts into it. I mean, he puts hours into moving up in the high ranks, so much where he doesn't play. I don't really see him play any other game. Very rarely. It's Street Fighter, Street Fighter, Street Fighter. And as someone who likes playing different kind of games, like, I love fighting games, but there's so many different kind of fighting games that I personally couldn't see myself just playing one and just giving all my energy to it. Unless I was a pro player where I'm going to tournaments, I couldn't personally see myself doing that, because I would get drained and tired of just looking at the title Street Fighter with how many hours this guy plays. And I'm pretty sure there's a nice amount of y'all who put so many crazy hours. Not that y'all crazy, but what's the better word for it? Just so many hours into one project. And I had to ask him. I'm like, bro, do you get burnt? Like, to see the same matchups, to see the same? Because when you're playing as many hours as he do, it don't matter how many people are in the roster. You're doing the same. You're having the same matchup in the whole roster. And I was just curious, because I told him, I was like, bro, I thought about it one time. Like, you know what? I'm going to just trickle down, and that's all I play is Street Fighter, go to Legend rank and this and that. But then after like an hour, I was like, I want to play some Mortal Kombat now. I want to play some whatever game. Call of Duty's coming out. I want to play that. I asked her, I was like, you don't have any drive for anything else? Like, you don't get, because when you see him, he doesn't look burnt. He's like, all right, let's get right to it. He goes right to playing the game. And he said, look, another thing, he doesn't go in tournaments. And I'm thinking, with as many hours he put in, I'm thinking, does he, like, is it a goal besides getting a badge online to say that you're master rank? Which, I'm not downplaying. I'm just saying, if in my opinion, if I'm going to put that many hours in, I'm looking for local tournaments. I'm looking for online tournaments. I'm going to, Evo and all this other stuff. That's just me. As many hours as I see him, like how you see these other tournament players, he puts the amount of hours you see these other tournament players do, but has no desire, none, for actually going to a tournament. And I believe he can be very far. I believe he can go very far, in my opinion. So anyway, I brought that up, and yeah, he is 100% content with the drive. He said he's not burnt. And I said, how do you not get burnt? You put hours into the game. He said, yo, bro, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's nothing else that gets my attention. I just want to be the best whenever I hit online. Literally, I literally just want to, whenever you face me, if anybody else face me and see me online, I want them to know they can't best me. I was like, well, why don't you put that in a tournament scene? He was like, no, I'm content with doing it in my room, in my house. And, I said, and you have no drive for the other game, like the Tekken coming out, Mortal Kombat that came out, even though for right now, Street Fighter and Tekken are a little bit more competitive. They have a more competitive scene. But I was like, any other fighting game? Because he's really good, obviously. He's really good. He's like, nah. And I said, you're not burnt out? Street Fighter's been out for what? A while now, right? September? That's Mortal Kombat. Wait, I forgot. But it came out this year. And he's like, no. He says, I can go more. I can do more right now. I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to playing again. And he asked me, he was like, as a YouTuber, could you do it? I said, I can't give a straight answer. I don't think I could. There's days where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to trickle down, just play Street Fighter, I play nothing else. And then the new Spider-Man game comes out, or Mortal Kombat, Tekken. I'm looking forward to that. For me personally, there's so many other games that it's tough for me to trickle down to one game. And I guess that's the point of this video. Could y'all just play one game and that's it on a competitive scene? Even forget competitive scene, just a game in general. I know someone who still plays Skyrim, and doesn't play anything else. All these new games that came out, and there's nothing else that grabs his attention. And I would say, for me, if I'm going to put that many hours in, I'm going to every tournament, at least get a profit out of it. Compete with the other great players and just see where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But me, I told the guy, I said, I'm a competitive person, but I'm content and happy with doing it in a variety way, where I'm playing Mortal Kombat, where I'm playing Street Fighter. When Tekken comes out, I play Tekken. I'm looking forward to a new Dragon Ball game. I play some Overwatch. I play some Call of Duty. I'm happy with that. It brings a fresh feel when I get back into Street Fighter. It's like playing in rotation. When I play Street Fighter for so many hours, then Mortal Kombat, and all the other games. When I get back to Street Fighter, it's refreshing to me. And talking to this guy, it really showed that there's so many different point of views of gaming. I don't really meet a lot of people like him, who's just stuck to one game, like him and when we play Skyrim. But it interests me. I'm like, wow. I guess because I've always been a variety kind of person when it comes to gaming. Before YouTube, as I'm doing YouTube, I've always been variety. And I'm more obviously I like fighting games as a whole more than any other game. But you see the channel, I do a lot of different things. It centers around fighting games. I do a lot of different things. But even just in the FG fighting game area, I just don't want to as much as I'm really good at Marvel's Capcom 2. I couldn't just play that and that's it. No Mortal Kombat, no Street Fighter, nothing. And let me know in the comments, how do y'all feel? Maybe this is more of I'm going to show you, I'm going to play what Maximilian says here, because his title is Fighting Game Grind Mindset and Burnout. And it was interesting, his point of view about it, because I was interested in him as well as a person who's played fighting games for a long time. What's his thought process on grinding and rank and all this other stuff in every game and so on and so forth. So we'll get to that in a minute, but it baffled me so much that I had to make a video out of this. And a lot of respect, but it's very interesting how just that mindset of every day, the same game, hours upon hours. And he'll kick your butt. And I'm glad, because I will say, if you're gonna do all that, you better not let a player like me just constantly get wins on you. I believe I can get some wins on you, but it should be like this. I call myself a casual competitive player. Like, I'm competitive and I learn as I play, and my strive is to always get better than what I was. But I'm not delusional. I'm not Snake Eyes. I'm not anything like that. Sonic Fives, no. But do I believe I can make as they say, I can give you a run for your money? Sure. Every now and then when I'm feeling it. But yeah, I don't put that many hours though. I personally would get burnt out, and I wouldn't want to play Street Fighter for another month if I did as many hours as I see these pro players do. It's not just him. I see other players, like these pro players, as many hours they put in. And I don't know if they play other games, but just as many hours, like a Ninja Killer or Sonic Fox or all these other pro players that when I see, like, behind the scenes I watch and I see how many hours they put in, respect. When you see these competitive scenes, these tournaments, you have to do that. So, but it's understandable when I watch them, because it's more understandable when I watch them because they actually have a goal. We're trying to win this tournament. But when I see the friend of mine who has no other desire besides, when I turn on the game, I want you to know I kicked your butt. It's like, wow, you put 10 hours in a day just to, okay, to each his own. Hey, I know for one thing, he's getting his money worth on that $70 they paid for that game. So it ain't no judgment or anything. It's just an interesting look on it. And it made me question myself, because I never really sat down and asked myself, could I do that grind? Like, I grind when I play and get better, but I do it to be better than I was yesterday. I don't do it in the fact of when I want to get to this level to where I'm in the comp scene, pro tournament scene. I want y'all to know I'm there. I was never. I'm not that person. I thought about it one time, but I told myself, I have to be honest, I couldn't see myself play this game for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, the same game. I'll be ready to throw Street Fighter in the garbage. You know, that, and I've always been that way with all different kind of games, you know. So and I have my set of games that I play, but I do it in rotation. It keeps it fresh. So I play Street Fighter for the week. I'll play a certain amount of hours in the week of Street Fighter. Then I put it aside until next week. You know, unless it's something I want to, unless it's something I learned and I want to try it out. Unless it's that, but on normal rotation, it's like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Y'all don't know this. Some of y'all don't know, but I play FIFA in the back end, Call of Duty, Overwatch. And then when Tekken comes out, Tekken, and then just go back in rotation. And then go back, because when I get back to Street Fighter, it feels like a fresh start. Not a fresh start, but you know what I mean. It's not the same repetitive. Okay, 10 hours today, 10 hours tomorrow, 10 hours the next day, and that's just me. It feels fun, and I can still learn in the process. My learning could be a little longer than the one who plays for 10 hours a day, but I don't do it for other people. I do it for myself to see myself progress. So I want to show y'all what Max said here. It's interesting to see his take of how he looks at stuff. You know, his situation, him being married and have kids. I know his grind mindset, it has to be different. I mean, I'm pretty sure before he was a father and all, he could grind a little more, but him being a father and having other responsibilities, he probably can't do it. But let's see what Max says here.
Street Fighter 6 update. Is the legend rank in there? Is it for approximately 200 people? Is that how many people are getting it? Is that the thing, chat?
I missed that part. Wait, 200 people only can get it? I didn't know that.
Is the legend rank in there? Is it for approximately 200 people? Is that how many people are getting it? Is that the thing, chat?
I missed that part.
All right. So, is it 500? How much is the percentage? Do we do that 500 divided by 2.5 million? Here's how many people that is actually affecting. Yeah, is that worth to get a calculator up really quick? Is that how we do that math really fast? 500 divided by 2.5 million people. Is this right? You put the small number
yeah,
first?
That's very. I was about to say,
how many people are affected by that, chat.
Very
you get
small.
Times it by 100 after. So yeah, you have to do that, right? Then you add it. So point.
Yo, those were going for legend rate.
That seems a
Prayers
bit better,
to you.
right? That seems a bit too low.
Hope the best.
That's the difference. You take the small number, divide by the big number, and times.
And let me answer this question, because I know I was asked this a few times, and I'll answer it. And I sort of answered what I just said earlier, but me as a fighting game content creator, also a variety gamer, I'm more when I play Mortal Kombat. When I play Tekken when it comes out, Street Fighter, I'm more of getting better than I was the last time I played, and just getting better for myself. I'm not looking to be going to tournaments and you'll see me in the lineup trying to be a pro, like being a pro player. That's not me. I'm more of the entertaining, getting better, having fun person. You know, there are some players that's all business. You know, you see they locked in. And I'm locked in for that match, but I'm having fun in the process, and I'm learning as I'm going. So that's the kind of content creator I am when it comes to the fighting games. I'm always going to get better, but the drive of the reason of why I do it is not the same as a pro player is. You know, so will I ever shun going up against someone that's higher ranked than me? Heck no. I always say I'm like Goku. I love the challenge of facing somebody better than me, because I'm a quick learner. That's one thing I thank God for. In any game I play, I'm always a quick learner. And if I go through the trenches of getting my butt kicked so many times, I'm going to remember that. And I'm always going to replay that. And I learn, and I like adapting. You know, you can never get better if you don't adapt to something that you wasn't good at. So I like that. And so I have fun in doing that. Like I showed a video when I played against Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. I got my butt kicked. I look forward to facing a Scorpion again, and heck, I would like to bump into that player again online and see how I do this time. So that's the kind of content creator I am. I'm having fun, I learn, and I'm competitive in that match. But I don't take it to heart, you know, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the match is over. Whoever wins or lost, you know, GG, moving on. So that's the kind of person I am. You're not going to see me going to tournaments unless it's just something fun and, you know, for content or something. But outside of that, I'm a content creator, FGC person.
Percentage 0.02 of the purchasing audience of Street Fighter 6. Chat, I hate to break it to you, but not myself, not the majority of people you know, and also not any of you are going to have to worry about this. Maybe a very small percentage of you are going to be very excited for this update. Yes!
Very small.
I don't know, man. That's a very small percentage. What about Justin? Oh, yeah. I mean, are you telling me that one of the most renowned and winningest fighting game players of all time has a chance of being in the top 0.2%?
He actually is.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, he already is.
Yeah, I saw that. I think was it who was it? AKI he was using, or somebody,
and, say, hey,
and he was
be really great at a fighting
if my memory serves me correctly, yeah,
the
Justin was already a legend.
Make that shit happen.
And I'm a fan of Smug, and Smug is a legend with DJ, so shout out to him.
To be real, and I've made several videos in the past talking about this. You know what it takes to become really good at fighting games, to actually make it to those higher echelons, is an insane amount of grinding. You just need to grind like a ton of situations, you need to grind effectively, all that kind of shit. That's just, it equates to time. You just need a lot of time. And for the past long while, I find it hard to grind anything anymore. I found that in my late teens and obviously early 20s and into my early 30s and stuff, yeah, grinding is sort of like a mindset that you just do because you're trying to like establish yourself, whether it's career, whether it is your personal interests, whether it is your expertise, your
Marvel's
skills,
Capcom 2.
Fighting games like
I put so many hours in that just for fun. It actually was my first tournament. I shared that story, but I was 16. GameWorks at Vegas.
I've had a take where
it was by accident. I even
even the ones that I'm like kind of okay at, like dude, Street Fighter 6. I didn't even.
But yeah, real quick, yeah, in Vegas, it was an accident. My brother and I was walking. If I was 16, he was 13. My parents let us explore that area. It was GameWorks. It's not there anymore. I went to Vegas last year, and the building's not there anymore. But it was GameWorks at the time. It was like 2 or 3 floors. And every time I looked for 3 games whenever I was at the arcade that time. It was Marvel's Capcom 2, Time Crisis 3 or 4, I think it was 3, and Tekken 4. Tekken 4 or Tekken 3, one of them. And I always look for that. And every now and then I like to race, because my brother and I would race against each other. But I found Marvel's Capcom machine. I was playing on there for like an hour, and then this guy came up to me. And he was like, yo, sorry, young man, but we're about to host a tournament here, yada, 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 so on and so forth. By the way, I was 16. I'm 33 now, so you know how long it was. It was not the Twitch and all that stuff at the time. And so, you know, me, I'm like, okay, well, I got to finish this game. When I lose, I'll get off, because I'm not leaving. I paid for that game. So apparently it was one person that didn't make the tournament, as in he didn't show up. And he was like, yo, kid, you seem really good. Do you want to play? And my brother, first I said no, because I was very self-conscious with myself. And I'm like, no, I got nervous. My brother, he grabbed me back. He's like, yes, he would. My brother's really good. And I'm like, dude, don't put me on the spot. And he was like, yo, Durant, what you got to lose? You wasn't here for no tournament anyway. We didn't even know it was a tournament. Because he's like, look at the prizes, because I didn't see the prizes. It was all these gift cards. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, he's right. What do I have to lose? The funniest part of the whole thing was I won it, and it was this one guy. He got salt. Nobody had any problem with me joining, because he asked other contestants, and whoever else it was, is it okay? They was fine. When I was at the finals, and I beat the guy, he was complaining like, this kid didn't sign up, he didn't do all this other stuff. How are you gonna just let him win? And the guy was like, yo, you didn't have no problem, because you probably thought he was gonna beat him and just move on. And yeah, by accident, I won the tournament and got all the gift cards. And it was right next to that Coca-Cola store. And I never get my parents' face, because they showed up later. They was like, what's all these VIPs? I had VIP gift cards and all that stuff. That was a fun moment. That was the only tournament I ever done, and that was by accident. But yeah, I put hours in those days. But it was just because I love Marvel's Capcom 2 till this day. I had no problem if they brought a remaster or just bring the same game into the next gen ones. I would love that.
I don't even know if I had over 1,000 ranked games in total. So you have to just take the little bit of time you have.
Some stuff I
games really
forgot he
well
said.
anymore. Even the ones that I'm like kind of okay at, like, dude, Street Fighter 6, I don't even know if I had over 1,000 ranked games in total. So you have to just take the little bit of time you have and effectively use it and like apply it in a way that's quick. I found that even to be more challenging in some ways. I haven't really had like a grind set mindset for a lot of fighting games for quite some time. We really haven't. No,
And that's
KBD
interesting to hear
practice,
from someone like
nothing,
him.
Nothing like that. I'll just go in and learn, right? I'm just gonna go in and have the game
That's
throw
me.
shit at my face, and how do you dodge it if not counter it?
That's
and we'll
me.
see how it goes. Here's one thing I got to give Tekken 8 credit for. Tekken 8 actively knows it has a problem. It actively knows that learning its systems and learning how to fight its characters is a problem. Here's the thing. I have zero interest in absolutely grinding something into the wall and hating it and wanting to take breaks. I don't want to do that. I haven't actually done that for a very long time with the majority of fighting games. The last fighting game I kind of grinded the hell out of was Marvel Infinite, and it was for a few months. Then we got to like the relative close to the top in the world, and I was like, yeah, I'm okay with like top 300 or something. But even DNF Duel,
That's
we
good.
got top ranks in that. I was just having fun, right? It was just, I'm still having fun with this. I'm still having fun just fighting.
Yeah, and that's how I want to be. I want to be a guy where I continue. I don't want to be that YouTuber for y'all, especially for those who like my fighting game content, which thank you, by the way. I don't want to be that person where you don't see content for a while because I'm mentally drained. I don't want to be that. You know, I see someone, I'm not going to say his name, but I saw someone who does Mortal Kombat content, and he did so much of Mortal Kombat 1 content when it was released, so much, like 2, 3, 4 videos a day. And now you see just, I mean, you definitely see the decrease in how many videos he's posting. I'm like, yeah, he's probably drained. And then he mentioned it one time about how, you know, draining it could be because that's all he was doing. And I understand why he was doing it, you know, for business wise, and that's understandable. But just that mindset of playing a great game like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, whatever, I don't ever want to be in that position to where I'm drained to where I don't play it for a long time. Another game gets my attention because I'm tired of it. Y'all don't see the content that y'all want of Street Fighter, Tekken, whatever. And it's like a job now when I get on. I don't want it to feel like it's a job. That's one thing as a YouTuber, just as a gamer. Like, that's one thing, you know, I don't ever want to be in that position where playing a game is like, okay, here we go. And we do it to ourselves by, you know, some of us do it to ourselves by playing it too much, overdoing it. You know, we don't space it out. I want to space it out so that way whenever I turn on the controller, I'm like, let's ready to go. I'm energized. That's why when you hear my commentary, hear me playing, I'm having a good time. Back in the day, I wasn't having a good time a lot because I did it too much. And I don't ever want to get in that stage. You know, I want to have, like he said, have fun, learn, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's my biggest thing as a YouTube content creator I don't want to do is ever get in the point where I'm just burnt. You know, no. If I stop playing a game, it's because I just don't like it. But I love fighting games. And I love all the different varieties. That's why I'm looking forward to, Project L, Tekken, Dragon Ball. There's so many good ones coming out because I just love fighting games in general. And because of the variety, it keeps Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and them fresh for me. So I look forward to that. Anyway.
Getting into this shit. The deity rank was kind of like the same issue I have with the grind set mindset. Top ranks
I have
in
not
DNF
played
Duel
that
is
game.
sort of like, you know, elo rating sort of thing, where you have to chase this very small amount of number per match, like 8 to 10 points, and balance that against the other ones, man. I don't know. I think that's just like, I think sort of for incentive, it is just not enough for me anymore of somebody that just doesn't want to absolutely grind away, which is why we saw a lot of people not subject themselves to the grind, even really good players, right? Players that are obviously super good at Street Fighter 6. A lot of them just went back to the old grind and leveled themselves up to master rank with a lot of the roster, with like several other characters. You know, it's a mentality thing. And for me, I'm not gonna force myself to have to play this thing like over and over again. Like right now I feel like I got a pretty good amount of MK1 in my system and I want to come back to it. I do. I still don't have a main specifically, but I'm having fun, and we got to like demigod and I haven't played that much ranked, all things considered. The game gives you a goal, right? Games give you clear and concise goals to reach towards that are relatively in some ways respectable, right? And for a lot of people that those goals are impossible, right? I've already heard from several people that, bitch, I started in like silver and you're asking me to get to master in Street Fighter 6, this is going to be a nightmare. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, goals for people are 100%
everybody's different
comparable,
with that,
right? They are different from one end to the other in terms of how you approach like a level up feeling. Street Fighter 6 has a pretty clear like ending. So did DNF Duel. So does Killer Instinct to a certain point. It's got a pretty clear end point. It's like, we got to get you to killer rank, we got to get you to deity rank, we got to get you to master rank. And then after that, it is a grind against all those other players. And I just don't find that as appealing. I'm kind of like, my incentive, like I had my big celebration moment, we got it. Now I have to like create something, you know, we've reached this like 99%. Now you're in this top 1% to inch out the 1% after that, you know? It's like hitting a fitness goal in some way where you're like, all right, if I want to work beyond this fitness goal, now I really got to commit. Now I got to start counting calories on everything I eat. Now you got to really start optimizing. And for some people, that's going to be really fun. And for me, I just like learning new things, man. For me, I just enjoy getting something new.
That's how I feel when I play Ken. I always know there's something I'm missing and I'm looking for it. So I fight different people to see what else they bring out in me. That's why, like, when I stick to Ken, I know there's still a lot more I can learn from him, and I think I'm pretty good with him. But it makes it fun to see, okay, what's the next crack that I'm missing?
One thing is there's another thing that pops up, like another fighting game that pops up, or another single player game, or anything, and I would like to do that. The other thing I would argue is that right now, at this point, I don't have specifically a negative feeling about Street Fighter 6, and I feel like a lot of people that super grind it out are starting to grow ever more evergreen, kind of like negative opinions about it, because they are really hammering it home, and it's a vanilla
that's what I was saying about the person who was playing Mortal Kombat.
Vanilla fighting game.
They burnt out, and so you could tell the enjoyment's not there as much as it was.
Elo rank and MR.
It's like he's looking for the enjoyment, and it's only because he played it for so much.
Things that are frustrating. They're finding things that that the tier list is starting to make obvious. I don't want to do that. It's draining mentally, and it's not a bad thing if you're doing that, because you have a drive to become an upper echelon part.
Right. If that's your, that, you know, everybody's there. You know, I want to make that clear. I'm not down to anybody who might be mentally drained or stuff like that. If you had a goal and you're just drained right now, you're taking a break, but you met your goal, whatever, that's up to you. I just said I don't want to do it for me, because I want to keep staying with the game. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying all this, is not to down or belittle anybody who has a drive over what I'm doing. No, everybody has a different goal. Everybody has a different goal. So if you cool with being drained, or if you like the friend I talked about where he's not drained, you know, hey, salute to you. You know, salute. Everybody has a different goal. So yeah, I just want to make that clear.
It's literally what makes some of the best fighting game players. But you obviously can't.
I still have not fight a Havoc player.
When you do that, I have found that it's personally better for me to return to a fighting game and have a really good positive feeling of that game.
Yes.
For example, 100% feel that if I had been super grinding MK1 and super grinding Street Fighter 6, I might share just as many concerns as other people. I might, but I haven't really. And
like, if you see me, you see me very. I haven't really complained about Mortal Kombat, and I know there's been a few issues like with connections and all that. But other issues that other players who've been playing way more than I have, when it comes to Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, they have a lot more that they're complaining about because they put more time into it. Me, I might have missed it, or I didn't see it. You know, I haven't played that many hours to say anything. And, you know, I personally, I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I kind of like the fact that there are some things I'm missing when it comes to issues with a game. Because I'm at the point in my life now, I'm so tired of complaining of what these companies are doing wrong. I've been playing games for a long time, and it's always like the same cycle. This game's doing this wrong, it's doing this wrong, it's doing this wrong, it's doing this wrong. After a while, you get drained of talking about that. I am not in these game offices, and I'm tired of not enjoying a game because I caught something that's messed up. So personally, it's a personal thing. If I miss it, then I'll take it. I'll just like, you know what, I missed it, I didn't see it. You know, I didn't put enough hours to see that part. That's why, like, I didn't want to make the $10 video about a fatality with Mortal Kombat, but that had to be said. But just how I caught that, I'm glad that there's some other things I didn't catch, like the issues that was going on with Mortal Kombat's like other stuff in game. I didn't know about. That's the conversation we'll talk about another time, maybe. But I didn't know about it till somebody made a video of it. The Nintendo, you know why I was so late of showing that reaction? Because I didn't know. I personally, just to keep the fun going for me, I like that I missed some things. It's just a personal thing.
Amongst even the best
It keeps
characters
it
I
fun.
played, the ones that, or even the one that went to master. Like, to me, they're still in a phase right now. I'm still in a honeymoon phase with those games.
Yes.
And people were sort of like wanting to get out of that honeymoon phase. I want to just cram
In the
this
first
and get
week
out
or
of the
two, it was
honeymoon
like,
phase
goodness
as fast
gracious,
as
no,
possible.
not
And
me.
I think as a broadcaster, as someone that has to play a lot of shit, I want to make that honeymoon phase, dude. I want to
Last for a
as
long
as
time
possible.
till
I
the
want
next game
first
comes out.
Year of something to be a honeymoon phase, especially if it is.
That's why I'm not rushing to learn
And
every
that's
character
not
right
easy,
now.
because some games honeymoon phases are like trying to like make themselves unenjoyable as quickly as possible. I
Yeah.
swear to God. And that was a lot of fighting games that were very simplified in the mid 2010s. It was just like, woof, man. All right, this game is we figured this out too quick.
Yeah.
What's nice about Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, from something that's playing these games on a relatively mid-level and enjoying the learning process and figuring stuff out and getting better every single time I play them, I'm having a great time.
Yes.
Games are wonderful. I'm actually looking forward to going back to Street Fighter 6 to playing like a much faster game than Mortal Kombat 1 has been, because Mortal Kombat 1's kind of slow until you get combos and shit.
True.
So I'm trying to make this last, right? I want these games to be as interesting. It's been a long time since I've really liked Street Fighter. Like, fucking A, it's been a long time since I really liked Street Fighter. It's
been a long time since I played Street
since
Fighter.
I really liked an NRS game or
Street
a
Fighter
Mortal
6, the
Kombat.
first
I
one in
wanna
a
make
long
that
time I
last.
played.
Unfortunately, Street Fighter's not offering a lot of new incentives to jump back and play it, so I'm just kind of like, you know what?
I
I'm
wish
fine.
that's the only
I'm fine.
issue I wish
don't
that
need to-
with Street Fighter
I
has,
don't
their
need to immediately
roster's
jump
not that
back in
great.
and,
It's okay,
begin the grind
but
all over again. There's plenty of other
yeah,
things we can
it's
do till
it's
everything
like I like
might
Street
actually
Fighter
become
5's roster,
relevant
even though
again.
that was in a
If,
period of
an
time.
update comes
But
out
still,
soon, so we're probably gonna be
when you
playing a
see
lot
the
more
roster
AI.
Mortal
Grand
Kombat
Fantasy
has and
Versus
Tekken
is
has,
gonna
32
have, like, a new
characters.
big updated version of the
It's
game.
like, you
Barely
know,
any
I
of the
wish Street
beta
Fighter had
before.
something like
So
that.
that's getting a new beta. That's coming out. There's already several things, and then we literally have the third giantest fighting game out there, which is Tekken, about to become a thing too.
I'm looking forward
There's
to
already
that.
a lot, right?
I was
Fighting
so
games are
bummed I wasn't in the
trying to get
closed
your
beta.
attention. All I'm
I really
trying
wanted to play as
to
Steve
say
and
is
as
from my
as
perspective of somebody
Lucina,
that
the
plays
coffee
a lot of this
queen.
shit. I don't play all of it, but I try to play a lot of it. I don't want to dig into it so hard where I really start to dislike the way the game's played. I really don't. We're waiting on it. We're still waiting on that Dragon Ball rollback. I feel like the last moments I had the Dragon
dude,
Ball
I
Fighters
heard.
chat
Oh man,
was that,
I really enjoyed Dragon
like
Ball
this
Fighters.
game. I have several
And it's hard. Like I
characters
tried
really
one time. I
enjoy,
was
but
recording,
because
and
there was this
you could
new
barely
thing
find
that
anybody
was going
playing.
to be, like, coming in the
Hopefully,
future,
whatever
I'm
this
gonna
update
wait
that I've
so
heard
I can
about
have my
is going to
experience
happen.
actually be
I don't
good.
know the
If it
details of it. He's just touching base at the end, but of what he was already saying. But whatever update, I didn't look at the details of what it is that's happening in Fighters. Hopefully, that brings more people back into the game. And I want to play that game again. I had so much fun. That was a perfect, in my opinion, fighting game. Some connection issues, but outside of that, so it wasn't perfect. But you know what I mean. It was a really good gameplay, all that stuff. That was a really good fighting game. I look forward to seeing what the new one in 2024 is going to be. Hopefully, they don't push it back.
I'm at that point where I'm like, oh, okay. You know, if this Dragon Ball update ever comes out, I really enjoy playing this game, and I have a few characters that I really like now. That was my problem with Dragon Ball at the start.
Goku Black was always my favorite.
I got that, and I like it. But the online experience was severely compromised, so we are just waiting for that new shit. I didn't even play the new patch. I know it's crazy. Even when I get a new patch, there's going to be new things my characters can do. I want to re-enter that experience and be excited all over again. I want to like re-evaluate and re-experience all those things that I really enjoyed about Dragon Ball early on. I want that to happen again. Again, I'm not saying having a grind set mindset about like games or anything like that is bad, and I've gone through that for a shit ton of games. I feel like we're just in a spot where there's a lot of options, and if you want to commit to one,
that's how I
commit to
feel.
it, man.
I'm
Go
a
crazy.
gamer, bro.
Grind out that
There's so many
legend in
different
elo
great
rank.
games
But
out there that I
to
want
see
to play and
that
get better
legend
at.
rank 0.02% of people are actually going to be affected by this legend ranking update. That's mostly for content creation, right? It's mostly for like the top,
pros and all that
top
stuff.
Content creators that are, you know, best Street Fighter players, possibly fighting each other for their points. It'll be fun for that, but it really doesn't.
Yeah, like I enjoy watching Smug do it. Like Smug's one of my favorite Street Fighter players to watch. But yeah, all right, video's 35 minutes long. But yeah, I really that was something on my mind after having that conversation and then seeing this video. I was like, you know what? I like talking to y'all, and this is a nice subject that I want to bring up. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you feel about everything. And yeah, everybody's different, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll catch you later.